Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It All Starts With a Wish podcast. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Mark.
So, big news in the Disney World.
Oh, yeah.
In the Disney World.
Genie Plus is dead.
Oh, goodness. Well, it's a little bit different. We're not back to what I think everybody really wants.
Genie Plus is done.
But
which
we're
is
going in that
something
direction.
To celebrate.
Yeah. All right. Like the Wicked Witch is dead.
The Wicked Witch is dead.
Yay.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. The Wicked Witch, the Wicked Witch. Ding dong, the
Genie
Wicked
Plus
Witch
is dead.
Oh,
this is terrible.
This
anyway,
is very exciting, though.
It is.
Seriously.
Everyone has been abuzz. I've seen very, very funny memes with people finally understanding Genie Plus, and then them coming out with this, and it's just like, everything you know is now out the window.
This was a long time coming.
No, it was.
There were inklings of this from the time that Bob Chapek, the former Disney CEO, got booted by the company, and they brought Bob Iger back, that Genie Plus was going to come to an end because it was a fundamentally flawed and difficult system for everybody to use. It was not good. And everybody was very heartbroken that they got rid of the old FastPass system.
Right.
More recently, for about maybe almost a year, there has been rumor afoot that this was going to happen. And finally, now, Disney has announced that Genie Plus is done. And we now have just the Lightning Lane system.
Yep.
So the Lightning Lane system was what they used for Genie Plus.
Yeah, well, I would back up a bit. If you don't know what Genie Plus was, or if you only used it briefly within this, past few years of it being here, basically, unlike the original FastPass system, you could not book anything in advance.
Correct.
You had to do it the day of, which in planning world, not great.
And it was not free, like the old FastPass system.
Correct.
You had to pay, and you could not pay for it until the morning of.
Correct.
7 a.m.
So you couldn't even get a head start with your planning of these Lightning Lanes that you're paying for. People were very upset. But it is a bit different now. You still do have to pay for it, but the big news is you can plan ahead of time and book those ahead of time. Why are you opening up your dad joke book now?
Well, because I got so excited about Genie Plus being dead that I forgot that we didn't do our dad joke yet.
Okay. Go ahead.
Did you hear about the guy who ate 4 cans of alphabet soup?
Nope.
He had a very large vowel movement.
Stop.
Come on. That's great.
That's terrible.
Oh, that's awesome.
And gross.
Anyways,
so,
what were you saying about Genie Plus? Because I wasn't listening.
Oh my gosh. I basically just said that you had to pay for it the day of, and the planning was very difficult.
Yes.
So now...
And availability was not good.
Yeah, well, you're doing it the day of with everybody else.
It was a screwy system that they needed to get rid of.
And you had to get up at 7 a.m., and you had to be in the same park at 1 p.m.
Can we talk about the naming,
virtual
too? The naming. You had to purchase Genie Plus, but on Genie Plus...
You had Lightning Lanes.
You had Lightning Lanes. So people would show up, and they'd be like, what's a Lightning Lane?
No, I think the Genie Plus was the calculate your day thing, like plan your day. That was Genie.
No, Genie.
The Lightning Lanes were always just the Lightning
Genie
Lanes.
Was helping you to plan your day.
That wasn't Genie Plus?
Genie Plus was an extra added thing to the Genie where you could get Lightning Lanes.
Oh, yeah, because Genie was free.
Right.
Correct.
But Genie Plus you had to pay for, and that opened up the ability to other things, but specifically to Lightning Lanes.
Well,
when you book Genie Plus on your phone, and then you show up, and you're like, oh, I'm going to get my thing to get on, my FastPass to get on the ride soon, and then you show up at the ride, and it says Lightning Lane. You're like, well, what the heck is a Lightning Lane?
Well, I also
bought the Genie Plus.
I also think, too, that Genie Plus included those Lightning Lanes. Then you also had individual Lightning Lanes, which made it more confusing because you were paying for one thing, and then you had to pay even more for not all the rides, for select rides.
Now that everybody is confused.
That's exactly why I did this. It was confusing, so we changed it.
It is now just Lightning Lane system. So no Genie Plus.
No Genie.
Genie Plus is dead. The Genie, I think, is still a thing.
Yeah. No Genie Plus. There's no...
Genie Plus is dead. You now will purchase the Lightning Lane system, which is just their new name for Fast Passes.
All right, so let's get into what this even means.
Yes.
So, this new Lightning Lane system is made up of 2 different ways about getting these Lightning Lanes. You have the multi-pass, and then you have the single Lightning Lane.
Worth noting, very similar to what it was on the Genie Plus.
Yes.
There were still rides that you can get on the multi-pass. That was the normal Genie Plus. Mm-hmm. Those are now called multi-pass rides, the normal Lightning Lanes. Your, whatever the heck the stupid name was, single use or...
Individual Lightning Lane.
Individual Lightning Lane, that's what it was, yes. Such a great name. Is now called a single pass
Lightning Lane single pass.
Yes. So that is one that you purchase specifically just for that ride.
Yeah.
Multi-pass will get you a list of most of the rides in the park that have Lightning Lane.
We can go over that too a little later.
The single pass is you're buying specifically just that one ride.
So,
and those are the most popular rides in each one of the parks.
Yeah.
Most parks have one.
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom has 2 on that list.
They do.
But the other 3 parks have just one on that list.
So when you purchase the Lightning Lane multi-pass, you are able to select 3 Lightning Lanes or rides in one park in advance to your vacation. So this is an important detail, is that you're only picking, similar to if you are an OG Disney traveler, 3 fast passes, same park. So you can get 3 Lightning Lanes in the same park at the first park that you're going to that day, if you are visiting multiple parks. So keep that in mind. You cannot bounce around until you get there in your advanced planning. When you purchase the single pass, you can just get that one. Now, it's worth noting that if you have a park hopper, you can purchase 2 different single passes in 2 different parks on the same day.
Right.
Unlike the multi-pass.
Correct.
Which has to be in the same park.
Right.
So you could do Tron and then in Magic Kingdom and then Guardians in Epcot.
Right.
Can be a little confusing, but you can do both of those.
And not a bad idea if you're planning on park hopping from Magic Kingdom to Epcot to get both of those. Obviously, in that scenario, you would probably want to book Tron first, so that way you can hopefully get a morning slot.
Yeah.
And then book Guardians second, so
later
that way you
in
get
the
a
day.
later in the day slot.
Especially with like hours in between too, because you don't want it to be like 2 back-to-back either.
Also worth noting, you can purchase these 2 things separately.
Yes.
So you can just get a multi-pass for the day. You could just buy a single pass for one specific ride for a day. You could do them both on the same day, or you could do neither.
Yeah.
So you can think of the list of single pass rides as their own island, multi-pass as their own island. There is nothing that says you have to purchase the multi-pass first to get the single pass, and vice versa.
Yes, and if you have listened to our 6 rides in 2 hours episode of Magic Kingdom, I don't think right in the morning you need to necessarily get the multi-pass one. I would definitely do some of the single passes if this is the only time you're getting to Magic Kingdom and you definitely want to get on those rides. But there are ways to save that money and get around it. But good point that you don't have to get both of them.
Right.
I said 7 days, right?
No.
Oh. Well, it's not as early as I think people would like, but you can start making these reservations 7 days before your check-in date.
That used to be 60 days back in the day with the old Fast Pass. Now they're giving you a week.
Yeah.
So a week in advance of your first day of your trip. This is important.
Yes.
You can book them for your entire stay up to 14 days. So as long as you're not staying longer than 14 days, let's say the first day of your trip is, for simplicity's sake, let's say August 1st.
There we go.
It's after when this program starts on July 24th of this year. If you go before July 24th, sorry, you're out of luck. You're dealing with Genie Plus.
Good
my
luck.
apologies to all of you who are experiencing that. If your stay starts on July 24th, though, you have access to this new system. Mm-hmm. So if we're going on August 1st, we'll count back 7 days from August 1st. That's the day I check into the beach club. Oh, how lovely would that be?
Oh, that would be so lovely.
Let's check into the beach club on August 1st.
I think we need to go for research purposes.
No. August 1st, we're checking into the
Holy
beach club.
shutdown.
That is our first day. 7 days prior to August 1st would be July 25th.
The day after it comes out.
July 25th is 7 days out. On that day, you are going to make a decision for your entire trip.
Yeah.
Whether or not you want to buy the multi-pass or single pass for your entire trip. You have access to purchasing both the single pass and the multi-pass those 7 days in advance for your entire trip. So if we're going from August 1st through August 8th, I can make those reservations for the entire trip, and I can pay up front for that multi-pass or that single pass for every single one of those days.
So here's my question, and you might know the answer, because all of this new information is coming out, and we are all still learning all of this, because we're all just running around like the house is burning down because no one knows what this new system is going to look like.
Okay, Chicken Little.
Well, like the sky is falling. Can you pick individual days to buy these? Or do you have to get, like if I buy a multi-pass, does it have to be for every day of the vacation? Or can it be for individual days?
It can be for individual days.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, you can just get individual days. So if we're going from August 1st to the 8th and we decide that we only want to use it on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, you can just specifically pick those 3 days. You do not have to purchase it for the duration of your stay.
Okay.
You're
Because there
picking
was
it
a
by
time
day.
with Genie Plus where you had to buy it for your whole day or you didn't really get it at all. Or you waited until the day of. You remember all that?
Yeah, you could buy it for the whole trip
Yeah.
or not. But yeah, no, this you can pick and choose which days you want it on in advance. So you don't have to buy it for the whole trip.
Good.
This goes both for the single and the multi-pass.
Amazing.
So both of those 7 days in advance if, big if,
If.
you were staying on Disney property.
Yes.
We check that box that we are staying at the beach club. Doop doop. Check 7 days in advance.
If you are not...
Also, the associated Disney properties like the Swan and Dolphin, those specific resorts like that are on Disney property, but are not owned by Disney.
Correct. If you are not staying on Disney property, I'm sorry, you will have to wait until 3 days in advance, not 7.
So finally, Disney is bringing back some sort of perk beyond the transportation perks, obviously, which have always been there. But they're bringing back some real perks for staying on property.
Yes.
You have the advantage of 4 days before anybody else can pick. You get
Which
to
is
pick your
already
lightning
cutting it
lanes.
close. A week is not a lot of time. And everybody is kind of doing, like, 60 days was a long time. And you pretty much had, any ride your heart desired, you could pick. A week, it will be interesting to see how much is really
what
left.
the availability is.
But hopefully it works out. But, I mean, no one knows until this happens. So until we start using it, we won't really know. But it will be interesting.
So keep in mind, 7 days in advance if you are staying on property, if you're not 3 days in advance. So you want to be on and in the system and ready to go on that 7th day before your trip. That way you can get all of those multi-pass days that you want and the lightning lane days. They are also saying that in the system, this is not launched yet, so I haven't been able to play around with it yet, but that you can see availability of rides before you make the decision of whether or not you want to purchase it. Mm-hmm. So you can go on and look and see, oh, Thunder Mountain's already sold out at Magic Kingdom. Oh, Tiana's Bayou Adventure's already sold out. I don't think I want to buy this day because the rides I really want this for are not available.
This, honestly, to me, is the biggest well-played change that they did, because the amount of people that were frustrated, and even, myself, for buying things when if I had known all of this was going to be booked, I wouldn't have bought it.
Right.
And now you feel like you've wasted money on, Genie Plus, and you're picking, like, I don't know, It's a Small World, and you're like, I don't even need to get that for that. I can just walk on.
Right.
So this was a very, very good change that you can see it before you buy it. So you actually know what you're getting. And that's kind of like Disney's words, is what they said. Like, you know exactly what you're getting when you purchase this because you can see what's available before you buy it. similar to, Genie Plus and the original Fast Pass, rides are tiered.
They are.
So keep this in mind when planning. There's a bunch of, things on the Disney website that you can use, or if you use a travel planner like me, we have all these resources as well. But there's usually a higher tier of rides, a lower tier, and then the single pass.
Correct.
So.
Excluding Animal Kingdom.
Yes. No.
Animal Kingdom.
Poor Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom, you have your single purchase
and then
ride,
just the multi
which is
Avatar.
Mm-hmm. Multi is all the rest of them. So you can pick from that whole list any 3 that you want. The other 3 theme parks, you have an upper tier, which you can choose 1 from.
Mm-hmm.
Magic Kingdom, you're looking at Big Thunder, Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, Space Mountain, and Tiana's. So out of those 5 rides, you can only pick 1 in advance.
Right. In advance.
So that's 1. The other group is your second tier, and out of those, you can pick 2 or all 3 from that group.
Yeah, you just ixnay the first tier if you didn't want any of those. Like, with a toddler, maybe we wouldn't do as many of those. Maybe Peter Pan's or Jungle Cruise, but,
sure.
It depends on your family.
And that next tier is all the rest of the rides that have lightning lanes. So Barnstormer, Buzz Lightyear, Dumbo, Haunted Mansion, Small World, Mad Tea Party, Magic Carpets, Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Mickey PhilharMagic, Monsters Inc., Pirates of the Caribbean, Tomorrowland, and Under the Sea. So all the rest of the rides, whatever. Yes. All those rest of those rides are in the second tier category. You can pick 2 of those or 3 if you don't pick a first tier.
Right.
So you're picking 3 in advance. Out of all of those rides, 3 in advance, 1 from the first tier.
And then 2 from the second.
Or 3 from the second.
3. And then you can also purchase a single pass for Seven Dwarfs, Mine Train, and Tron. So there are a few different things after researching some things that have been taken off of that Disney Plus list for the lightning lanes, specifically like character meet and greets and like Enchanted Tales with Belle and stuff like that. Those have been taken off of that. Mm-hmm. So they're no longer a part of this lightning lane system. So I think Olaf in Hollywood Studios was taken off of it. And then, like I said, Enchanted Tales with Belle was taken off of it. And so there might not be the things that you saw before. So I would definitely take a look through and see exactly what you have going on there before you buy it. Because some of the things were taken off.
Right.
Epcot.
Tier 1, 3 rides. Frozen, Ever After, Remy's Ratatouille, and Soarin'. Second tier. Yeah. So again, 1 out of those 3.
Just 1.
Second tier, 2 or all 3 from this group. Disney Pixar Short Film Festival, Journey into Imagination, Living with the Land, Mission Space, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, Spaceship Earth, and Turtle Talk with Crush. And your single pass is just 1, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. I was a little surprised that they didn't, well, maybe not a little surprised, but Soarin' I didn't think was going to be on the choose 1. I thought Remy's and Frozen for sure, but I was a little surprised when I saw Soarin' on there.
Yeah.
That's just me. I would have, I don't know, maybe put it on just the other one. I didn't think that it was that, whatever.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to spread more, I don't know, spread it out more maybe is why they did that.
I was going to say, Living with the Land. I don't know why they have lightning lanes for that, but
hey, there's occasions where the line's 25 minutes long.
Yeah, but like max.
That's not the time to ride that ride.
That we can talk about that different of like what to not waste your time getting a lightning lane for.
That's a totally different episode. Once these systems start to get into place, we'll talk about how to best use.
And hopefully, our next trip, we can use this and actually get firsthand experience when we do it. But yeah, I just always think that's funny episode. When that's on there.
This is more just basic information, you know. Hollywood Studios first tier, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Millennium Falcon, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Slinky Dog Dash. So 1 out of those 4 rides. Next category, tier 2, 2 or 3 from this list, Alien Swirling Saucer, Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage, Disney Junior Play and Dance, For the First Time in Forever, Frozen Sing-Along Celebration, Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, Muppet Vision 3D, Star Tours, The Adventure Continues, The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and Toy Story Mania. So 2 or 3 out of that list. So those are your different tiers.
And then your single pass is Rise of the Resistance.
Correct. Keep in mind, Similar to Genie Plus, the price for both multi-pass and single-pass rides is going to differ depending on the day that you go.
Similarly to Genie Plus and the individual lightning lanes before.
Is there an echo in here? I just said that.
Oh. I'm not listening to you, apparently.
But yes, it is the same system in that sense that you get to pre-purchase. It's a similar system in that different days, depending on need, weekend days,
holidays.
When there's more people, holidays, you're going to pay more for it than on days that are quieter days. So just keep that in mind.
Time of year.
You can see those prices in advance, though. So prior to your purchase, not only can you see the availability, but you can see how much it's going to cost you.
This is
to
true.
Purchase it for each day.
Good for budgeting.
So, good for budgeting. And you'll prepay it before you ever get there, so it's not an incurred expense while you're there.
Very true.
Something else that I think is important for us to cover while we're talking about this is how do you purchase this and how does this work?
Yeah.
Like most things at Walt Disney World, it's going to be on your My Disney Experience app. So you're going to want to make sure you have that downloaded. You can go on. We did an episode about how to best use the My Disney Experience app. This is going to change slightly now because the Genie Plus option that we talked about in that episode is now different, but it's the same basic principle. You're going to want to go on and then tap on the Lightning Lane Passes section on the home screen of that app. Once you get in there, you're going to select the date and the theme park that you're intending to go to. Once you do that, you're going to select your Lightning Lane, either the single pass or the multi-pass or both. So whatever you want to do, single pass, multi-pass, or both. If you select a Lightning Lane multi-pass, then you're going to have that list. In the different tiers, you choose your 3. If you select the single pass, you can choose an arrival window in advance. As long as the arrival window is still available, you can pick when you want to schedule it. Bear in mind that although you can pick that, it still depends upon whether or not it's available at the time that you may want to pick. So if things have filled up, you may not be able to. You're going to follow all of the prompts at that point. If you're happy with what you got and you're like, I want to purchase this for that day, follow the prompts. You're going to click purchase. It's done. You're all set.
Good to go.
If you want to continue to pick a different day, there's going to be a little button that says plan another day. You click that and you repeat the process. Go to the next day. So you are able to do that literally for each day of the vacation if you are interested in purchasing it for each day. And again, you can see in advance whether or not you can get the rides that you want when you want them.
Yeah. Something to note here that came up in Travel Agent World was split stays. They are increasingly, they're becoming much more popular amongst people, having 2 days at a more deluxe resort and then finishing off at a moderate value. So you kind of get the best of both worlds there. But how is that going to affect your window of time to get these lightning lanes? Basically, you have to start the week before each of those check-in dates. So I know that they're linked, but they're not like actually. So the first day, let's say we went August 1st, like before, but we were checking out August 4th and then checking in August 4th to the next resort. August 1st through the 4th can be booked a week out. You said July 25th. You would have to wait until a week before August 4th to book the rest of those. So you just have to wait 4 more days in order to book the rest of those.
Correct.
So that's the only thing really with split stays that can get a little fuzzy as far as like booking 2 different times for the same trip. But definitely doable.
It's doable, but it makes it much more difficult.
It does.
So it's something to consider if you're thinking about a split stay and you think that you want to use this system. You can't get August 8th if you're on the second part of a split stay.
Yeah. You only be able to book the 1st through the 4th on July 25th.
Right.
So keep that in mind. You have to wait another 4 days. So that could, disrupt availability and all that fun stuff.
Now, let's say you say something like this. I like to change my mind. I know we're making these 7 days in advance, but I want to change something because I don't think that's a good idea anymore.
Having second thoughts?
So, you can modify your Lightning Lane selections on the My Disney Experience app. So basically, you're going to go back in, you're going to tap the Lightning Lane Passes section on the app home screen, and then you're going to have the ability to change your selected park and or the date at that park. Keep in mind, this is all subject to availability.
Right.
It is within the realm of possibility that 7 days in advance you make these reservations. Well, now it's 2 days in advance and you want to switch it. You may not have the availability that you're looking for. And you can do this up until the moment when you redeem your first Lightning Lane selection of the day. So you could be conceivably in the park, and as long as you have not scanned in at that Lightning Lane yet, and you decide, hey, I don't really want to use this at Magic Kingdom today because the lines and the crowds are so low, but I may want to use this at Animal Kingdom later in the day, you can make that choice as long as you have not scanned your first Lightning Lane in.
You can also, after you've scanned your first one, add more
Right.
to that list. So similar,
Subject to availability.
Yeah, that's the key here. So it'll be similar to waiting, either that 2-hour window or scanning in. But so far, I haven't heard anything about a 2-hour window. As soon as you scan into one of them,
Yep.
you can then get another one. And theoretically, could be at a different park.
Theoretically,
if you wanted to.
You
Subject
do.
to
That's just the
availability.
key. That once you scan in for the first one of the day, that opens up the ability to make another one. Now, what I haven't seen from Disney, or I haven't heard yet, is how many more can you make, and what are the rules with that? If I scan in my first one and I make a 4th Lightning Lane reservation for the day, can I make a 5th? When can I make a 5th? Is it after 2 hours?
Right. Is it going to be similar to the Genie Plus thing?
Booking the 4th? Or is it once I use my second Lightning Lane, now I can make a 5th?
Like stacking them.
Right. I don't know how that's going to work. What we do know is that you have your 3, and that's all that you're getting
In advance.
in advance until you scan that first one.
Yeah.
Scanning that first one is going to open up the door for you to get more throughout the course of the day.
Right.
But you have to scan the first one. Until that moment, you only get 3.
Yep.
Unless you get your single one, then you could get hypothetically 4, 5, or
4.
6.
Yeah.
If you did them at all different, parks or whatever. So
That would be crazy.
that excluded with the multi-pass. The multi-pass rides, you only get 3 of them until you scan the first one. Then you can get more. What the process is going to be for getting more after that, I can't tell you past 4 because I don't know. I don't know that anybody does.
It's elusive right now.
Yes. As is much of this
know.
right now. Nobody has used this yet. Nobody's actually got into the system yet to see how this is working. So a lot of it is conjecture. A lot of it is what's on the Disney website and the information that they're providing.
A possibility.
We compiled this based upon what we got from the Disney website, which is the most reliable of the sources, certainly, and also some information that Rachel's travel agent group, because they do get special information and they're able to ask people about how things are going to work. So some of the information also comes from those sources as well too. So some stuff that was not on the website that we got clarification on through that stuff too as well.
Yeah.
So we feel that everything that we have said so far in this episode is reliable information about this and hopefully helpful information if you are planning a trip for after July 24th. And of course, much more on this to come. We'll do a how to best use the system, all that kind of stuff in a future episode. But because this was such big news, and we're so excited to talk about it, we figured we would have an intro episode into this new system and how it's going to work.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. It seems a little less intricate than Genie Plus was to explain to people and have them do it, especially traveling on their own. So I feel as a travel planner that I can help more in this fashion by doing it advanced and helping them plan out their day. Whereas before it was just kind of like,
It's on
You're
you.
on your own. This is what I suggest booking at what time, but I'm not with you, so I can't really help you. So this is definitely better for, planning, making itineraries, and, helping my clients. So I am excited about that.
I tend to think it's better for everybody.
I think so. We're going in the right direction.
We are.
Maybe someday it will be free.
I doubt it.
For if you're staying on property.
Maybe. I tend to doubt it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Me too.
It's kind of one of those, they open Pandora's box. I don't know if they'll ever take
now you
that
charge
back
for
now.
it. Now it's like,
and
well,
people
now-
buy it, so it's like, why get rid of it? if
Right.
people
Well, I
are
mean, as a
buying it?
business, yeah. I mean, why would I not charge it anymore?
But it would be nice, Disney, if you're listening to this, that if people paid to stay on Disney property, that this was
maybe
a
not the
service that
single,
they
but
got
maybe
for
just
free.
the 3.
Yeah.
Maybe you still have to pay for the single pass.
Bob
Fine,
Iger,
but-
if you're listening to this, that would be great. You'd make a
Just
lot of
saying.
people very happy. You've already made people happy with this.
I know.
You'd make even more people happy with that. So
We would throw a big celebration.
we would. Celebrate good times, come on. Okay, we've gone on long enough. We hope that our excitement for this new system has shown through in this episode, because we are very excited to give it a try on our next Disney trip, and we think that this is going to be much more effective and much more worth your money than that stupid Genie Plus stuff that they did before.
How do you really feel?
That's how I feel.
Yep, that is. But I agree. Bye-bye, Genie. See you never.
R.I.P. I love those memes. I don't know what it is, from a show or something like that. And it's like the guy standing and being like laughing at the tombstone, and the tombstone's there, and they're like, yeah, this person died. Like, it's from a show. You know that.
No, I don't.
Oh, come on. It's a famous meme. It's got the headstone, and the people are around it, and they're like pointing at it, and they're laughing.
No.
Oh, come on. Yes, you do.
I really don't.
If you saw it, you would know exactly it. Anyways, they took the people who are in that, and they put Bob Iger's face
Oh, no.
and Josh D'Amaro's face on the people standing around the grave, and on the headstone they put Genie Plus, and they're like,
Oh, my
"Ah,
God.
it's dead." So excited.
People have way too much time on their hands with
Yes,
all
they
these
do.
memes.
R.I.P. Genie Plus. By
Well-
R.I.P. I don't mean rest in peace, because we will not miss you. But, Lightning Lane, we're excited in your new iteration to see how you go. We're hopeful that this system will work better and be much better for people planning vacations. We hope that this episode, as always, helped you to plan your next Disney vacation. Or two
And if you
as
still
well.
need help or want a little more guidance, reach out to us here at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com, or you can email me for booking your trip or transferring your trip over to me if you need some more help, and that's at rmello@mickeystravels.com. I just stole your bit.
You did.
Sorry.
What do I do?
I don't know.
I don't know what to do. Do you want to end the episode too now?
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I'll introduce the next episode to get back at you. I'll be like, hello, everyone, and welcome to It All
there you
Starts
go.
with a Wish podcast.
You can steal my intro. And
My name is Mark.
I can't do it like you, though.
Whatever. Well, folks, now that I don't have anything to say, I want you to remember that it all starts with a wish, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye.